Hi guys, this is Alex from Mason Lifestyle, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the 3 things that I learned when I got my sewing machine serviced this past week. So just kind of coming back, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had finished this Berta coat and I posted it on Instagram. I posted something of it on my stories. It was a little bit of a, I wouldn't say difficult. If you've done a coat, this is the usual run of the mill, right? You have a shell, you have a lining, but this coat had some side zippers and I really wanted to get close to the zipper with my top stitching because I had some lining, top stitching, whatever. And of course, I hit it. I hit it with my machine and it completely threw my machine out of whack. I was able to finish my coat and but my machine was not sounding really good. And guys, I don't have an expensive machine. I have a Burnett B38 and a lot of people give me a lot of gripe about that machine. And I'll come back to that later. But I started calling around to figure out okay, how is this sewing machine repair thing going to work? Because some machines that I've had in the past, they were always pretty good. They never broke down on me, probably because I never used them. Okay, I was always busy working, so there was no no need to get my machine repaired, or it was cheap enough that I'm like, I'll just go get another one. But clearly I was a sewing machine repair client, complete virgin on this, and I had no clue what they were going to charge me, nothing. So I started calling around, and I would say the place closest to me wanted around $200. I say that like, whew, $200 to get my machine serviced, and that was just to look at it. We're gonna charge you 200 bucks to look at it, right? And then we're gonna call you and tell you how much more it's gonna be. So it's like, whoa, 200 bucks? That sounds like a lot. And it is a lot. It's a lot. But I kept asking around, right? I kept asking around and was able to find someone else. So first thing first, call around, check pricing, right? And I was able to find a great place here in Chicago, and I'll put their information below, guys. Not an ad. I was just very happy with them, very happy with their service, not pushy at all, amazing. They were fantastic, and I'll put the information down below. So if you ever have to repair your sewing machine and you are in Chicago, go to these people. They know the drill. But I was able to find them because, of course, the gals at Joann's, and I talked to them. I said, hey, I'm having this issue with my machine. And the manager, who is such a sweet lady, she said, call my friend, Mike. And sure enough, I called him up and he took great care of me. So number one, check pricing, call a couple of places, and of course, make sure that they can service your machine, right? Because there's different brands and some people do certain things and others don't. Number two, is it worth it to repair it, right? If again, I have an inexpensive machine, and guys, the reason why I have an inexpensive machine, and I think a lot of people give me gripe about this and sewing pattern review, and kind of like this machine, it's kind of like the stepchild of Burnett, and I hate to say it, but that is the truth. They have almost no influencers for this, and I have reached out to them and asked them a bunch of questions about it, and they always kind of like deflect. But I do like this machine. It is a nice little machine for what it does, But one of the main reasons why I have this machine is because I put a lot of sew along videos here. And of course, I've done quite a few sew alongs for Minerva too. And my whole point of showing you why am I using this machine is because I want you to see that you can get great results with a beginner's machine. That's why I don't have a fancy machine. And if you have a fancy machine, more power to you. I think that is wonderful. And I hope that you are enjoying it. And especially if you do this all the time, right? I think we all should have a machine that we love. But again, getting back to this video, make sure that the cost to repair is worth it. I am in the state of Illinois, and I know that right now that we're trying to pass laws on right to repair, and right to repair means that the manufacturer has to provide parts. They have to sell parts to, obviously, to independent service and also to individuals like me. And then they also have to have enough information online or through their website for you to repair your own things. Obviously, not everybody is good with repairs, and perhaps they just rather have someone else do it. But I feel like sometimes I can probably watch a video, and especially with this machine, it does have some bells and whistles, but it does not has as many bells and whistles as some other machines do, right? Like you have embroidery machines, you have machines with a huge computer. Yeah, you definitely probably want somebody that does this day to day to fix it. But if perhaps it's something as easy as cleaning it and oiling it and make sure that you kind of take all those parts and you can do that on your own, that's something you can definitely do on your own, right? So we don't have right to repair in the state I'm in, but if you do, perhaps check on that, right? And also make sure that if, my machine retails for like about $700 US. So if somebody were to charge me half that cost to repair it, it's just not worth it, right? It's not worth it. So number two, make sure that it is worth it for you to repair it. And number three, perhaps those people with more than two machines know something that I don't. And this is definitely a big one. And it has given me some pause, mostly because I was without my machine for, guys, 2 weeks. And the first place that I called told me that their wait time to get my machine back was around 2 months. 2 months. That's a long time for someone like me who sits at my machine every day. I sit at my machine every day, at least for a minimum of 30 minutes, and just kind of let my mind wander. I sew. It's just my place, my hobby, my one thing to relax, right? So perhaps those people with more than two machines know something that I don't know. And yeah, I think investing in another machine is worthwhile. And I already kind of know what I'm going to get based on how I know that I sew and what I need and what do I usually sew. And probably it might be a semi-industrial machine. We can talk about later on once I get it, and I'll show you and why did I get it and all that good stuff. But tell me in the comments below, have you gotten your machine serviced? And I would think most of us have, right? Have you gotten your machine serviced? And what did you learn from it? Did you have a happy ending? As in, did your machine get serviced? Were you happy with it? Or kind of like when you get your car to the mechanic and you get it back and there's kind of like a couple of screws missing and it's not the same. So would like to hear from you what you have to say about this, because I thought the whole experience was a little bit eye-opening. So all right, guys, I will see you next week.